Good morning, Flagler County. I'm Rich Carroll. You're listening to Flagler's Morning News on Friday, December 8th.
Two sex offenders that preyed on the same child will now have a lot of time to think about their actions while they sit in prison.
Brothers are sentenced to 6 years for child molestation. Amy Cherry has our top story.
Brothers Marshawn Thompson Jr. and Javier Lumpkins were each sentenced to 6 years behind bars after being convicted of 2 counts of child molestation. After they're released from prison, Sheriff Rick Staley says they must register as sex offenders for 9 years.
I'd like to see them locked up forever, but this was a good resolution to the case, and these offenders cannot hurt another child or prey on children in our community while they're in prison. And once they get out of prison, we'll keep a watchful eye on them. And if they violate their probation, we'll do everything we can to send them back to prison.
The brothers were arrested in July 2022 following a Flagler County Sheriff's Office investigation into child sex abuse allegations. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Amy Cherry.
This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota US 1 St. Augustine, here to wow you. What happens if you put a moratorium on growth?
All this week we've talked about how Palm Coast is growing. What happens, though, if we put a moratorium on growth? Realtor Toby Tobin, the host of Real Estate Matters with host Toby Tobin, said that bad things would happen.
If you put a moratorium on growth, and some communities have started talking about doing that, you're just going to shoot yourself in the foot because your taxes are going to go up. You're never going to get a Costco. The job situation isn't going to get any better.
And infrastructure will deteriorate.
That second voice again, Walker Douglas, the co-host of the program. The pair agree that growth is difficult. Real Estate Matters with host Toby Tobin is on WNZF on Saturday mornings at 11, and it's on the Flagler radio app. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
The East Flagler Mosquito Control District is stepping up efforts amid complaints of mosquitoes at the Indian Trail Sports Complex.
I just wanted to let everybody know that there have been a few complaints about the mosquitoes at Indian Trail Sports Complex. We've heard about them. We know about them. We budgeted to buy a new ATV with a spray system that we can go out there and spray.
Mike Martin is the chairman of the East Flagler Mosquito Control District, saying the spray being used is a unique, environmentally safe product.
Our experiment is going to be to try to spray using garlic juice, because garlic juice is not a registered pesticide. We can spray it whenever we want.
Martin says floodlights in the area are attracting more bugs than usual.
I do want to assure people that if your children are playing on the Indian Trails, we know about the mosquitoes. The big problem, it's located right next to Hewlett Swamp, and with those giant floodlights, it draws mosquitoes from the swamp. So even though there's not a lot of mosquitoes around, every mosquito in Hewlett Swamp sees those lights and comes running.
Martin has issued a huge thank you to the cooperation from the city and the Parks and Recreation Department, saying they're on top of the situation and working to get it resolved quickly.
The Flagler County Sheriff's Office Communications Center has received a valuable recertification.
I'm very proud that our Communications 911 Center was reaccredited as a training center. This means that new employees do not have to go somewhere else to be trained.
Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley says the training is vital to becoming a 911 operator. At Sheriff Staley's direction, a training and relief supervisor position was created for the Communications Center at the end of 2017 for an approved training program that would certify the FCSO Communications Center and provide standardized training in-house.
This is also quite a compliment to our community to know that the level of training that our 911 operators receive is at the cutting edge, and they are there and able to handle any type of call that comes in. Congratulations to our 911 team.
In order to be considered by the Department of Health to become a certified training agency, the FCSO had to create and submit a training program that followed the Department of Education's Public Safety Telecommunication Curriculum Framework that consisted of 232 hours of training, and the in-house training saves $550 per person without having to outsource. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Karen Johnson.
The weekend is here and there's plenty of family fun to be had in Flagler County. This is Stacy with Fun for Augie Kids.
Stop by Serendipity Marketplace tonight and check out this old-time Christmas market event. They will be having sales, extra vendor setup, activities outside, surprises, and much more. There also may be a visit from a special someone. Join the Flagler County Education Foundation for a special reading of If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, an edible cookie decorating activity, cookie and mouse craft, and lunch. Family workshops are available on site. All are welcomed and open to ages 4 through 8 with advanced registration. Proudly holding its record-breaking status as the largest lighted boat parade in the state of Florida, tomorrow the Palm Coast Holiday Boat Parade is celebrating its 40th year. Enjoy the sounds of a Christmas concert at the St. Thomas Episcopal Church. Choral Arts Society provides a wonderful concert of music from the sounds of Christmas with many of your favorites. For more on these events and others, please visit us on our website at fun4augiekids.com. Have a great weekend.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Rich Carroll.
And now, Mike Licio with your WNZF local sports update.
The Ship was the center of Football County Tuesday night as both Bulldog squads made the trip up north to take on the Pirates. The ladies were up first. Bulldogs leading scorer Savannah O'Grady went down early with an injury. Shortly after, Ivy Chen got FPC on the board in the 13th minute.
After our captain got hurt, she's the main player on the field, so it was really important to us to stay strong.
Caitlin Steiner followed to make it 2-0 going into the half. Heidi Michaels found the net for FPC, and the Bulldogs handed Matanzas their first defeat of the season, 3-0. Natalie Neal had a clean sheet. The win was number 525 for FPC coach Pete Halb. The Bulldogs are at Seabreeze tonight. In the nightcap, Julius Bullock struck first for Matanzas. Nico Correa scored on a penalty kick for the Pirates in the second half. The Pirate goal scorers reflected on their 2-1 win after the game.
Oh, it feels great. It feels amazing. Love it. There's no other thing like it. It's a rivalry game, so it felt good to beat them.
Girls weightlifting, Matanzas won a 2-team meet against Atlantic and Crescent City Wednesday. Sarah Sanchez, Riley Whitmore, and Alicia Naccioni were winners for the Pirates. Rich Carroll was on the call last night for the WNZF Sports Network as the FPC boys basketball team hosted undefeated New Smyrna Beach. Despite 21 in the final period, 11 of those from Jameer Clark, the Bulldogs fell short 55-50. Coach Mike Talley.
Every free throw counts. Every jump shot is important. Every possession is important. And until we realize that, we're going to have some bumps in the road.
Our next basketball broadcast will also be Monday when Matanzas takes on Father Lopez at the Ship. FPC boys soccer picks up its first win against Taylor in 11 years, 1-0 last night. Pirate wrestling this weekend. The girls are at the Campitelli Classic in Merritt Island. The boys are at the Capital City Classic in Tallahassee. WNZF is your home for local sports with updates Mondays and Fridays. From the Sports Desk, I'm Mike Licio.